Thank you for tuning in to the Candidly Crawford radio show here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I'm your host, Teresa.
And it's your boy, Nick.
And we are Candidly Crawford, all about God, marriage, life, and everything in between. Thank you for tuning in, and welcome to the Candidly Crawford radio show. I am so delighted that you guys decided to take out time to tune in. We don't count it. We don't take it for granted, should I say,
right.
that you guys do take time out to listen and tune in with us. And thank you so much for your support. So tonight's show is sponsored by the Candidly Crawford podcast. Yes, we do have a podcast outside of this radio show. Head on over to your favorite podcast platform and also the Candidly Crawford YouTube channel. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and share. So, Nick, how's your week been?
My week has been pretty good. Besides the pollen that's coming and attacking everybody who deals with allergies, the week has been all right.
Yeah, the pollen monster is out. It is attacking cars as well.
Yes. I washed both of the cars this week, and I did it on Saturday, and by Sunday, I saw the yellow pollen that has encrusted our cars, and I was immediately upset.
Well, that's only because we had to go and visit somewhere, and just in that short amount of time that we were visiting, the pollen just evaded. So
right.
But usually we keep it in the garage. So
yes, I am kind of sad though.
Why are you sad?
Because somebody won the lotto and it wasn't us.
But you know what? God still provides.
I just wish he would have provided us with the ticket.
Be quiet.
I mean, that's billions of dollars that could go to the kingdom. Man.
Is it all for the kingdom though?
No, not really.
Okay then. I'm pretty sure some of you probably are a little sad that you weren't the lottery winner, or maybe you did get a little piece of the action. I'm just saying.
If you did.
By all means, KennedyCrawford@gmail.com. By all means. Yeah. No, we just playing. But
we ain't playing, we serious. If you want to sell, we are good ground.
We are definitely good ground. We do a lot of great things in the community. We do help a lot of others. We don't highlight it on our social media because we feel that, with our mantra being we're blessed to be a blessing, we take that to heart and it's not to be displayed. So yes. We are doing this for the glory of God and not so much for approval or glory or appraisal of men. So
right. So Teresa, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. I would say, I know people tired of me saying I'm tired, but we're winding on down to the countdown of this particular project on my job that lasts from January through May. It's April, y'all, so I'm excited. And also, guess what?
What?
My mama birthday. Happy birthday, mama. Pew, 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 pew. It's my mama birthday.
Yes, Mama Pat.
Yes, Mom, we love you. We pray that you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday today. And all that good stuff. Hope you ate enough cake for us as well.
We will see you soon because you owe me a few things that you gotta cook.
Really, on her birthday though?
I mean, I just wanted to remind her.
She's well aware of it though. You didn't have to remind her.
She only got
But it's on her birthday. It's her birthday.
8 months to mine.
Oh wow.
Or if she want to give it Christmas or Thanksgiving or whenever the Lord lays it on her heart, she can just send it on down.
Lord. Anyway, happy birthday, Mama.
Happy birthday. We love you.
We love you. So tonight's show is about basically where is your faith? Things that we often struggle with when it comes to our faith. Nick and I are going to share our personal stories. Just think about maybe one or two things that we're going to share, like what we're personally struggling with right now when it comes to faith and trusting God beyond what we can see. And we just invite you to also chime in as well. So we don't have an open phone line or nothing like that yet, but that's coming. We're going to start arranging some things. But speaking ahead, I'm just speaking those things.
Speak those things, woman.
Anyway, guys, our topic of tonight is basically where is your faith? So we're going to take a quick break, check out this song to get your listening ears ready, and we'll be right on back.
Peace, guys.
We are Candidly Crawford Radio.
All about God, marriage, life, and everything in between.
Tune in every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern as we candidly share our thoughts and experiences on life and relationships with a few laughs too. Interested in growing your business by advertising on our radio show? Need a dynamic duo or host to speak at your event? Connect with us. Email us at candidlycrawford@gmail.com or at Candidly Crawford on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Welcome back to the Candidly Crawford radio show here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community, and those streaming live on the TuneIn app, Apple Music, Streama, and more. I'm your host, Teresa.
And it's your boy, Nick.
And we are Candidly Crawford, all about God, marriage, life, and everything in between. Now, before the break, we did state that we were going to dive into our topic, which is, where is your faith? Talking about, hey, what do you believe in God for, even though you can't see it? Are you letting your circumstances pretty much determine how much faith you have? Like, is your faith wavering? And Nick and I were talking, actually, just in general about this topic. And throughout the Bible, there are many, many stories about instances of faith, examples of faith, whether it be in the Old Testament or New Testament. But we're actually going to talk a little bit more about the New Testament, because there's a lot of great parables that Jesus talks about in the book of Matthew. And actually, there's two in particular that we're actually going to focus on before Nick and I dive into some of our own personal things that we may be struggling in our faith with, and just things in general that we are believing God for. But I'm going to kick it off to Nick.
Yeah, so there are two stories in Matthew chapter 8 that talks about faith. And one story shows the person who had faith in Jesus and how Jesus was able to operate. And then one story shows where the people that was closest to Jesus didn't have any faith at all, which caused Jesus to ask them, where is your faith? So the first story was about Jesus and the centurion. And the centurion went to Jesus in another city and was like, Jesus, I need you to heal my servant. My servant is paralyzed. And Jesus asked the centurion, do you want me to come to him? And the centurion was like, no, I believe that if you can say it, then my servant will be healed. And Jesus was like, you know what? Your faith has made him whole. Go home. He's healed. Which was a great example of having faith in Jesus, right?
Right.
So the other story was, and this is all in Matthew, where Jesus was on the sea and he had decided to take a nap. And his disciples were, on the ship, and the storm came and was rocking the ship to the point where the ship was going to turn over, or so they thought. So they went down to Jesus while he was asleep and was waking him up like, Jesus, what you gonna do? We about to, be tossed off this ship. And Jesus talked to the storm and the storm calmed down. But Jesus' question to them was, where's your faith?
Right. And I think those are actually excellent examples. And actually, both of those examples are in the book of Matthew, chapter 8. And that reminded me, especially about, when Jesus was asleep on the boat and the storm was coming and the disciples just panicked. And for me, I put myself in that position. Like, if that was me, the boat was rocking, waves crashing, thunderstorms, and Jesus just down there asleep, chilling, I'll be like, hold
up, bro. Like, I need you to wake up. And, it caused me to think about our life, our marriage life.
Yeah.
We've been in this thing almost 2 years now, right?
Yep. Next month it'll be 2 years.
And we've had some storms hit our marriage.
We have.
And
just life in general.
Yeah. It caused us to ask God, like, where you at? We had faith in, one particular area, but then when it came, or when the storms increased, it was like, hold up, I thought I had faith.
Right.
But I need Jesus to hurry up.
Right.
So, what area or what happened in our marriage that you can think of mostly that required us to, that actually challenged our faith?
I would say Candidly Crawford, the ministry itself. The reason why I say that is because just a bit of backstory. Before Nick and I were married, God already spoke to us and gave us Candidly Crawford. honestly.
Yeah.
And to this day, like we're operating by faith, to be honest. We started out with a podcast, and now we have this radio show. So now we have both, and it's just like we're just trusting God to just pave the way for us and to guide us, with this thing, and our faith. For me, I think the most challenging part for me, and I'm just speaking personally, is, when you don't see as many subscribers on the YouTube channel, when you don't get as much interaction from the followers. But when we're out and about, and even sometimes in emails, people do let us know that they're listening and they're watching. And it just reminds me that, hey, it doesn't matter what it looks like.
Right.
People are listening, and as long as what we're doing is bringing forth the word of God and glorifying God, that's all that matters to me. I don't care if it's just one person. So, it's just like the human side of me is just like, hey, are they even listening? Are they watching? And then you have those reminders where people just like, oh my gosh, listen to your show. I'm so proud of you too. This was a great show. This helped me. Maybe it could be a part two. They give their input, and it feels good to know that people are actually listening. And for us, we pray like this is not about us. This is solely about God. And like I said, just the human side of me, sometimes it does, you try not to get caught up in the numbers, as long as it's just reaching who it needs to reach.
Right.
So it's just kind of like, that's where my faith has to continuously kick in. Like, okay, God, you gave this to us. You allowed, these avenues to open up for us to help someone by sharing your word and through our experiences. Like, my faith is carrying me through day by day, and even by each episode that we do on the radio or the podcast, or even when we're just out helping people in the community as well. And like I said in a previous radio show, Nick and I, we don't display what we do in the community because we feel like if we're doing it to help others, it shouldn't be displayed. It's
Right.
not for posting on social media. Not saying that we are hiding it, but we're doing a work unto the Lord. It's not just for show. It's not to get accolades, and that's not why we're doing it. So that's the reason why you probably won't see us post much about that. But trust and believe that we are very active in helping others. So my question goes to you. What area would you say that when it comes to our marriage or anything dealing with just us in general, where would you say that you're struggling at with your faith?
So I'm gonna tell you where I struggled with my faith is when you lost your job. We had just moved into a house a few months ago, a few months before you lost your job, and we had started thinking about children. So we like the area. We about to plan some trips. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it was all of a sudden. I have recently just started a new job, and I remember coming in the house like excited about it being my last week at my old job, and you're saying, hey, I just lost my job. And I'm like, okay, God, okay, I know you didn't bring us here to leave us, but this is all happening at once. And for me, I was trying to be strong for you because I knew that's what you needed at that time. But when I had my conversations with God, when I had conversations with the people I trusted, I'm like, Lord, I don't see how we're gonna do this. You just brought us here, and now you hitting us in the face with a storm.
Right.
And so, me and you, we read the Bible, we prayed. I tried to be as upbeat as possible, but I was still juggling my faith. And it was like immediately, and when I say immediately, a few weeks later, God started to prove himself to us. And once he did one thing, I was already like, okay, God, thank you, Lord. You're strengthening my faith in you, and you haven't even done it yet. But just to know that you hear us, you see us, and you understand where we are, like, I trust you, and I would say that to you all the time. And sometimes I had to say it without seeing it, but I trusted him that he was going to put us in a better position than where we were. And
Right.
to God be the glory, we did end up in a better position.
We did. And Nick is referring to when I got laid off last year, last February in 2023. And within 3 weeks, I got picked up. I was hired by another company. And it was all God. Seriously. I actually documented my layoff journey, and I still haven't posted it on our YouTube channel, which I need to do because layoffs are still going on. And I just feel so bad for those who are going through a layoff, because I read where people have been laid off for more than a year. People have been laid off for 6 months, still can't find a job. And God allowed me, I was laid off in February 2023, and I was working in March 2023. So in 3 weeks, I was already hired after being laid off. So that, if that's not a display of God proving himself to us, yes, even when we had to believe him when we didn't see it, through all the interviews, through all the, I was nervous, y'all. I had been with my last company for the last 12 years. I haven't interviewed in about 12 years, and it was all brand new. So I would say it was an emotional roller coaster, because the human side of me was just like, hey, yeah, you got laid off. This has never happened to me before. Me and my husband had just moved into this house, and now I was just like, all right, Lord, he has a new job, but hey, I'm right, leaving him out here. And we had no choice but to trust him. And I thank God for bringing us through that process, because he allowed me to document every step of the way in that process so I can help others. So I definitely need to get that up on the YouTube channel. But that was a good one, babe.
And it's given us faith for other things. And I know that we are talking about having children, and it's given us faith. Like, whenever we feel down, I go back to the stories that really increase my faith, like the story with Abraham and Sarah, how they were later on in life, and Sarah had already gave Abraham permission to go sleep with someone else so that they could have a son.
Right.
But God promised Sarah a son.
And she didn't wait, and you see what trouble that caused.
Right. And so later on in life, they ended up having a child.
Yeah.
And so with that promise that God gave Abraham and Sarah, I believe that God has promised, and it comes through, it's known through other people. Other people lets us know that, hey, God is going to reward you guys with a child. And, I have faith in it. I try to trust him more and more each day. I try not to look at our surroundings. I try not to look at the storms per se. But I try to keep my eyes fixed on Jesus.
Right. And honestly, people look at us like, okay, you guys are deciding to have children a little later in life. You know how that goes, blah, blah, blah. But we're not looking at what society says. We're not looking at it by the world's standards, should I say. But, examples such as Sarah, Rachel, Elizabeth, all of them in the Bible, Hannah. When you read about the stories of those particular ladies in the Bible where God still blessed them to have children in a later age, some of them were barren. And thank God we're not barren. But at the same time, we're trusting God to do it on his time. I'd rather it be on his time than our time, than we jump ahead of him and then we're struggling. So I'd rather it be on his time, because when God blesses, he also makes a provision.
Come on, you better say that.
So that for me, that's, personally, that's one thing that I try to keep in back of my mind.
So yeah, guys, what are you guys struggling with? If you want to let us know, you can hit us up in the email or go to any of our social pages at Candidly Crawford everywhere. Just let us know if you're struggling, if you need prayer. We will pray with you guys.
Yes, our email is candidlycrawford@gmail.com, candidlycrawford@gmail.com. So even if you just find us on our YouTube channel or TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, any of that is Candidly Crawford. So despite of however you get in contact with us, please just let us know. We would love to pray with you and for you if you do have a prayer request about anything that you're currently struggling with when it comes to faith. Of course, we definitely are a little short on time, and we have to do the candid tip of the week before we leave out. But this was a good topic. I know we just only shared 2 of our things, but hopefully it kind of gave you guys some things to reflect on when it comes to, increasing your faith, strengthening your faith. And just, by us sharing our personal stories, just to let you know that it's not just you.
Right.
We all deal with it. So just hit us up. Just let us know.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
No, I was going to say, like, if you have testimonies about how your faith brought you through as well, just let us know.
Definitely.
We would love to shout it out on our radio show and celebrate with you. So.
Of course, definitely. So definitely just hit us up, guys. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to do what we call the Candid Tip of the Week here on the Candidly Crawford radio show. Stay tuned.
We are Candidly Crawford Radio. All about God, marriage, life, and everything in between.
Tune in every Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern as we candidly share our thoughts and experiences on life and relationships with a few laughs too. Interested in growing your business by advertising on our radio show? Need a dynamic duo or host to speak at your event? Connect with us. Email us at candidlycrawford@gmail.com or at Candidly Crawford on YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. Welcome back to the Candidly Crawford radio show. I'm your host, Teresa.
And it's your boy, Nick.
And we are Candidly Crawford. Now, we just had a great discussion about faith. Basically, where's your faith? We shared our personal stories of faith. We gave you 2 examples from the book of Matthew, chapter 8, on faith as well. But this is actually a great topic. So I don't know. We may end up doing a part 2 because this is actually a pretty good topic. Also, we asked you guys just to reach out to us and just let us know, if you have any testimonies or if you have any prayer requests, or just let us know, maybe some things that we can be praying with you for regarding your faith journey as well. So we come to the part of our show where we do the candid tip of the week. Just leave you with a little bit of inspiration at the end of the show. Nick is going to do one, and I'm going to do one. My candid tip of the week is one of my favorite verses that actually reminds me and keeps things into perspective, regardless of where I am. If I feel my faith is wavering, one that actually really got me through my layoff journey last year was the book of Matthew, chapter 7, verse 7. Basically, it says, "Keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will find. Keep on knocking and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks receives, everyone who seeks finds, and to everyone who knocks, the door will be opened." Again, that's Matthew chapter 7, verses 7 and 8. So that definitely got me through my layoff journey. Seriously, I read that every day. I prayed to God about it. That was just something I was solely seeking on at that time. And hopefully that will be one that can help you as well. So Nick also has a great one as well. So we'll kick it off to Nick.
Yeah, so the verse I'll be reading is Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. And it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Do not depend on your own understanding. Seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take." And I believe that verse has been effective for me and Teresa from, the point that we started dating to when we got married, and even to the radio show and the podcast. We always pray that the Lord be the foundation, he be our guide, and I believe that it's worked out for us. What about yourself?
I would say it definitely has worked out, and I would say just let the stories that Nick and I shared, including the verses, let those be a testament to show you that regardless of what it looks like, keep going. Don't let your faith waver. Wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, don't stop. Get it.
Wow, wow. I don't know what to say about that, guys. That threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting that. But yes, seriously, by all means, just keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking on that door, and definitely keep trusting above all, regardless of what the circumstances look like, how, you can't see how it's going to happen. It has to be God if you can't see how it's going to happen. But regardless, day by day, just ask God to strengthen you to believe, increase your faith as you believe him for what he's promised you. Believe him for what you actually have set out to do as well. So don't let your faith waver, guys. Easier said than done, but keep going. We right along with you.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, keep going. You got us. You know, we will pray with you, pray for you, and just as much as you're struggling with your faith, we are too.
Exactly. So with that, we love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure that you share these radio episodes with anyone that you feel can benefit from them. Just head on over to our Candidly Crawford YouTube channel. You could actually share right from the YouTube channel. We have a whole playlist of all of our radio episodes, so make sure you are staying up to date with those as well. We love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And our mantra is, we are blessed to be a blessing. Good night, guys.
Peace, guys.